4AD, baby. Been hunting this bear all week.
I grunted at him. He come running back in. We just smoked another giant.
Just an absolute giant. Lifetime bull for me.
Team 200 is presented by MoonGuide. Plan your best hunt.
And when I got all these guys together for the Team 200 show, my main goal was to put together a program that wasn't about just killing animals to put a good show together. I would rather watch a guy pass on a handful of really good deer waiting for the most mature animal in his spot than just to kill a couple immature bucks that weren't even close to their prime yet, just to have a couple kills on the show. I mean, that's not what this is about. It's not about putting bucks on the ground. It's about playing the game with the biggest, most mature animal in your area, no matter where you live.
How long are you gonna keep doing this, chasing whitetails?
Man. Somebody asked me the question of how long I'm gonna bow hunt. As long as I possibly can until I can't draw a bull back.
To me, the kill is the byproduct of the prep, the food plots, the setting the stands, the setting the covert cameras, the everything that goes into preparing to hunt. The fun is the prep, finding them, chasing them, figuring them out, setting up for them, and then going after them.
Once you figure out that a deer that you're chasing is using the MoonGuide is basically priceless. It tells you when you can hunt and when not to hunt.
Really inexpensive product. It can make or break your season, and especially on a big mature buck that most of us are after.
The number one tool I use for big whitetails is definitely a buck decoy. It's going to allow you to take bucks that might be out there 300 yards and bring them right into your lap.
The one thing that I've never had to worry about when I get a big mature buck in the red zone, in bow range, and that's a squeaky tree stand. Going on 20 years now, and I tell you what, I put a lot of big deer on the ground, and those tree stands have never let me down.
When I first got to talking to Chris Seymour about Team 200 and the concept of targeting and going after the biggest, maturest deer on your property, that's what drew me to these guys. This is what I do year in and year out. I target specific deer and I hunt them.
Okay, through my business, Sporting Adventures International, we do a lot of hunts. We set up a lot of hunts in Argentina, and it's a long way away. From Atlanta, Georgia to Buenos Aires is a 9.5-hour flight overnight. So we land in Buenos Aires. We're met by our folks there, and then we have to take another flight from Buenos Aires down to Bariloche. And when we get into Bariloche, we go after big red stag, and we're excited.
Are the stags roaring? Yep, they are. Yep. Good.
Mariano's there to meet us, get everything loaded up in his truck, and it's off to the ranch. And as soon as we get out of Bariloche, out of that city, and start seeing the Andes and beautiful, kind of reminds you of Wyoming with the rolling hills. But that time of year, it's their fall. The seasons are opposite, so it's starting to get cool, and the rut is wide open. And I don't think we could have timed it any better.
Giant deer on the ground. By far the biggest buck I've ever killed.
And I had his onyx pointed. He didn't pick up anything. Gave me a 30-yard shot.
Thank God I have an Ozonics.
Start seeing more deer more often and closer than you ever thought possible with Ozonics. Ozonics is the only product that actively and continually attacks game spooking odor in the downwind airstream during your entire hunt, allowing you to beat an animal's #1 defense, its nose.
Okay, so we start out in April going down to Patagonia, Argentina to hunt with Algar Safaris. They own a 60,000 acre free range ranch. One of the most beautiful places I've ever been. The mountains and the snow-capped Andes, you start to get the itch again. It's time to get serious and get ready to hunt.
Close to the creek, under the trees, and maybe in the afternoon go out to the pasture.
Okay. And the stag, are they going to be more in the open
The stag,
areas?
I mean, they really like this valley here.
On the Algar Safaris Ranch, it's a 60,000 acre free range ranch, but they've got a lot of different animals. They've got one of the only free range herds of pure David deer in the world. So you do have some encounters with those guys. And the thing about the Algar Safaris terrain is you can basically, from daylight to dark, be hunting, because you can glass these stag, when they bed down, you can try and make a move on them, in the middle of the day, in the mornings, and in the evenings, the rut's going on. So you can constantly be hunting, and that's basically what we did.
Right, we found a big stag down here feeding in a kind of a wet area, so we're going to make a move down in this drainage and try and get in close to it.
A red stag roar, it's kind of in between a lion and a scream.
Got him. Yes, sir. Whew. Holy moly, I got him good. I got him good, baby. I got him good, Kev. I got him good. Whew. All right, go down right there. Yes! Woo! Yes, baby! Woo! 50 yards. Yes! Woo! What a stalk. What a stalk. Oh my gosh. Oh. Patagonia, Patagonia, Patagonia. Woo, Algar Safaris, they don't get much bigger than that, baby. Woo! Holy moly.
Just sometimes you just feel really steady back there. I felt great about the shot. He was 50 yards away, and I shot, and the arrow just absolutely went perfect. And I knew right when it hit him that we had our stag, and just the celebration began.
Wow. Juan, look at this thing. They're big stag in Patagonia, but I don't think there's any bigger than here at Algar. I mean, it's normally a 6-7-year-old stag might go 280 in Argentina, and I mean, they've got these giants. And I don't know what he's going to score, but it's going to be way up in the threes. I know that, way up in the threes. I mean, he's got beautiful crowns, long main beam right here. It's just unbelievable. I love this place in April. The Stag Roar in Patagonia, Argentina with Algar Safaris. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. We'll get the horses, I guess, get the horses in here to pack him out. Thank gosh we don't have to pack him out on our back. Red stag tenderloin tonight.
So yeah, we've got our big bull down. We go up. We have our time with him. We quarter him up. We get him out of there. And anybody that wants to do that has the opportunity to do it, you just got to punch that ticket. Patagonia red stag hunting is one of the funnest trips that I have ever done in my life. The country, the air is just crisp. The people are awesome. The food is out of this world. Mariano and his team do a world-class job. Of all the places I've hunted in the world, they've got one of the top-notch operations out there. They do a super, super job.
Why are raw frozen scents better? No decomposition. The biggest advantage of raw frozen scents is that they freeze the deer urine and they keep it smelling like real deer in the woods. Deer urine has living organisms in it, so freezing is the only way to keep it fresh and real. Refrigeration does not keep deer urine fresh. It must stay frozen until you take it in the field. When Raw was tested on ScentWix, side by side with another leading scent brand, the average amount of time spent by multiple bucks was 266 seconds versus only 5 seconds for the leading brand. That's 53 times more interest in Raw. Always fresh, no water, no preservatives, and 100% money back guarantee.
Since I was small and got into hunting, it has been a dream of mine to go to the Rocky Mountains and hunt mountain goats. So Kevin's my camera guy this year. We are going to pack it all up, and we're planning on going into the Rocky Mountains for 10 days with just a tent and what we've got on our back and chase these awesome mountain goats. So we're headed up to Finley River Outfitters in British Columbia to hunt with Jordy. A couple years ago, I did a moose hunt with him, and that was just an awesome hunt that actually, on that moose hunt, it happened the very first day, and Jordy runs a really good operation, and I trust him. I've been there, I've hunted with him, I've sent quite a few of our clients up there to hunt with him, and I knew this mountain goat was going to be a great hunt. I'd never been in a jet boat before, had no idea what to expect, but I'm telling you, it couldn't have been in some places more than an inch of water, and it felt like we were going over dry land, a few of the coves that we went around. And I'm out of my element. We've traveled this far, and this is the only day we can get up the river. We have to leave in the afternoon. We're running out of light, and that's just to get to the horse team. Once we get into the horse team, we spend the night there, so we're 3 or 4 days just getting there. We've got a 10-hour horseback ride to get into goat country. So a heck of a process and an adventure just getting in to where we're going to spike camp and where we're going to hunt these goats. Okay. So we're in our wall tent, in our spike camp, if you will, and then we're even going to take it a step further. We're going to take a little small 3-man tent. It's going to be me, Kevin, and the guide, and we are headed up into the Rocky Wilderness, away from absolutely everything. So again, we're back on the horses. Another day's come and gone, and we start out through this valley, and the scenery is just everything that you thought it would be times 10. And it is absolutely gorgeous, and you can just tell, you can feel it. You're getting into hunting country, and it's about time to start seeing some goats. I get there and I'm looking at these sheer rock faces, and I asked the guy, I said, man, there goats here? And he said, oh yeah, they live and go up these things like they're on flat ground, and I just can't believe it. I can't understand how an animal could, first of all, live here during the winter, but then navigate through these mountains. But all I know is we've got to get up there in it, and it is not going to be easy. We're down really to about 3 solid days of hunting. We had a rifle, and I elected right then, with just 3 days to go, we were going with the rifle. When we got to our spike camp and set our tent up, we had forgotten our food. We didn't have anything to eat. So I asked the guy, I said, what are we going to do? And he said, don't worry, tomorrow we'll shoot the goat, and we'll live off goat meat for 3 days. And we were going to kill a goat, or we were going to be really, really hungry.
For over 2 decades, the MoonGuide has been the #1 rated tool for serious hunters, telling you when giant whitetails will move and where you need to hunt. Now, you can accurately predict the best days and times to catch a big buck moving during daylight with the Deer Hunter's MoonGuide. Are you tired of hunting nocturnal trail camera bucks? Do you ever wonder why some bucks only show up during daylight on certain days each year? The Deer Hunter's MoonGuide is here to help, and it's unlike any other lunar tool you've ever seen. For effective preseason scouting, scheduling time off work, Planning out-of-state hunts and increasing your overall hunting success? Simply check the MoonGuide's calendar to find the best days, times, and hunting locations to catch a mature deer on his feet during daylight hours. The MoonGuide is now available as a mobile app too, giving you exclusive tips from the pros, local weather, the rut guide, exclusive discounts, and the deadly red moon data. Plan your best hunt at moonguide.com.
We finally locate a really big billy, and there's another one with him, and there is nothing comfortable about where we are. It is all rugged, rocky, sharp, and we have to make a stalk, and you've got to be quiet, man. These things can hear a long way off. It's deathly quiet, and you make one wrong step, knock a piece of shale off, they can hear it. You never know, if you're, depending on where they bed for the day, if you'll even be able to get to them or get a shot, or even if you do get a shot, whether you'll be able to recover them. So where they are right now, we know we're in a good position, and we go as quickly as we can to get into a spot where we can make a shot.
Dead billy goat, British Columbia. Yes. But after the plane issues, the boat issues, horse issues that we had, we knew pretty quick we were going to have 3 or 4 days to hunt, and we elected to go with the rifle. A mountain goat, something I always wanted to get, once in a lifetime hunt for me, and we weren't leaving there without one. A little treacherous getting over here, but I believe it was worth it. Man, I had no idea they were this big. Get the body on this thing. Derek, thanks, buddy.
Anytime.
I appreciate it. Look at the size of this thing. Good gracious. Man, he is beautiful. Look how thick this fleece is. I guess they have to be this to live up here.
He's probably 10.
10 years old.
Yeah, I would say so.
Just getting a trophy like this, a once-in-a-lifetime animal that I've wanted myself since I was just a little guy, was just overcome with joy. And on top of all that, we're going to get to have goat meat for supper, and the belly is definitely growling, and I'm ready for something to eat. We'll be having goat fillets tonight. And the work began. We completely caped this thing for a full body mount out. So we had the entire hide, skull, horns, everything, plus all the meat. We loaded up our packs and made our way back to camp. We got there right at dark, and probably one of the most primitive old world experiences that I've ever had, and one that I will remember for the rest of my life.